Look at this. The Ukrainians used drones and mines to stop the Russian attack, and piles of scrap metal appeared on the battlefield. Let's look at the entire battle process from the Ukrainian perspective. The Russian fighters were using Golf carts, which were brought from as far away as China, to launch the raid. The soldiers on board had spotted the drones, but they had not changed their plans. There was an explosion, and the first vehicle in line hit a mine. Flames surrounded the vehicle, and the smoke indicated that it had completed its mission. But even so, the soldier on the car still did not give up the mission. It seemed that he wanted to catch the car behind. The driver didn't stop, and the vehicle subsequently hit a mine, and you can see the soldier still chasing the disabled Golf cart. The explosion sounded again, and the third vehicle was not spared. The explosion was accompanied by smoke and dust completely covering the vehicle. But the Russian commander did not want to give up this attack. An armored vehicle continues to carry out offensive missions. Unfortunately, it was hit by an FPV drone on the front. You can see that the front wheel of the vehicle was blown up, but the driver did not give up control of it. But the accident did not end there. It ran over a mine again. Then, the vehicle seemed to have lost control and started to circle in place. During this period, it was hit by another drone attack. Eventually, the fighters had to abandon their armored vehicles and march to the front landing site on foot. But Ukrainian drones began to attack ruthlessly again, throwing grenades at Russian infantry crazily. To be honest, there were too many Ukrainian drones, which did not give the Russian soldiers any chance to breathe. The attack mission ended in failure due to the drone strike. The confidence of the Russian commander, the strict tactics of the Ukrainian army, and the Golf carts that the soldiers rode were all factors that led to the failure of the mission. The soldiers were driving a Golf cart, and they were evacuating the battlefield at an accelerated speed. But the Ukrainians did not intend to let them go, and the drone had quietly appeared behind them. The explosion sounded again in front of the FPV drone. This convertible Golf cart had no protection at all. This car drives very fast on a straight road, and I have to admit that no one can catch up with it on a golf course. Although the convertible has no protective power, it allows soldiers to see the drone more clearly. For example, after these soldiers discovered the drone, they did not speed up to escape, but immediately got out of the car and looked for cover to avoid the attack. As usual, the vehicle was destroyed by the drone, and the 3 soldiers luckily escaped the first round of attack. From the above video, it can be seen that the performance of golf carts on the battlefield is not up to standard, and it will cause more soldiers to die. However, Russian commanders do not seem to care about this problem. They like this mechanized charge very much. The armored column was advancing, avoiding the Ukrainian artillery fire and coming to a fork in the road. At this time, the lead vehicle found a mine on the road, but it made a wrong decision. The driver did not stop, he drove the tank around the mine. But unfortunately, he did not tell the team members behind him about this situation, so tragedy happened again. The explosion was accompanied by a fireball that shot up into the sky, and the tank behind him ran over a mine. Yes, his teammates did not see the mine, and the explosion made the tank unable to move. Soldiers began to abandon their vehicles and flee, and the continued Ukrainian artillery fire also disrupted the Russian army's position. The armored column began a hasty and disorderly retreat. This time, the tank failed to avoid the mine again, and a huge explosion ended the tank's mission. 3 APC were advancing, and they were going to raid a Ukrainian position. However, at the beginning, the Ukrainian army, with the cooperation of drones, fired artillery at the Russian APC. For some unknown reason, the 2 APC did not follow the front vehicle and charged forward. They stayed where they were. You can see that the front car did not retreat because of its weak strength, and the driver drove the vehicle to the edge of the Ukrainian position. But to be honest, as the attacking party, the terrain is not favorable to the Russian soldiers, and the Ukrainian position is higher than theirs. In the ensuing battle, the Ukrainian soldiers coordinated with the drone to destroy the brave APC in front of the position. At the starting point, the 2 hesitant APCs finally began to move towards the position, but at this time they had entered the ambush circle of the drone. FPV drones began to launch continuous attacks. One of them was very tenacious. It successfully broke through the defense line and was heading to the landing point at high speed. The APC kept driving along the trench. They rushed forward along the position without any cover, showing the vehicle body completely in front of the Ukrainians. To be honest, it was crazy. This behavior also attracted more attacks. The Ukrainians used RPG grenades, FPV drones, and other weapons to continuously shoot at it. You can see that it was hit by numerous explosions, but it was still moving forward. What's even crazier is that after it reached the end of the trench, it actually turned around and drove back. From the drone's perspective, you can see that the car has been engulfed in flames and the soldiers inside have disappeared. In the end, the brave driver abandoned the car, jumped into the trench, and was captured by the Ukrainian army. From these videos, we can also see that when the Russian army used armored charges, they did not consider how to deal with the threats of mines and drones. The commander had only one strategy, which was to use armored vehicles or other vehicles to attack the Ukrainian defense line. As a result, everyone can see that every attack ended in failure. The above is all the content of this video. Thank you again for watching. If you like my video, please like and forward it for me, and don't forget to subscribe.